welcome to Gonk Gunpla. My name is Kyle, and I love Gundam. Okay. Well, there you go. Not perfect, but nothing I do ever is. So let's shave off the little nubs. There we go. That's not bad. Those are fine. That's fine. That's fine too. Oh, we got a little bit of extra over here. Let's get that off. I like the little fingertip action. Oh, I got some little nubs in there too. Let me see if I can get them off. Boop. Nice. Alright. I'll do this one as well before I pull out the other piece. See if I can get the nubs a little cleaner this time. Alright. I don't know about that one. There we go. That's not bad. Quick, satisfying. And these are just some nippers I got from a hobby shop art store a few years ago. Well, I guess it's been more than a few at this point. But they're holding up, at least better than some of the guys that I see posting pictures of their god hands destroyed and cracked. I don't want to jinx myself, but these have lasted me many, many years. I don't know if they're probably clipping a few more kits than I am, though. Here we go. That's not so bad. Oh, that's pretty clean. I did nip a little bit closer this time. Good, good. Okay. Make sure... Oh, a little bit. This one has some on it. Okay. Good, good. Right, next. Got a little bit on this one. No, didn't quite get it off. Yeah, that's good enough. This. Alright, let's pop that bad boy in. Swing that around. Ah! Now that is a very gonk move. There we go. That one popped out too. Yeah, this one's giving me way more trouble than the other one. But I also have a better idea what is supposed to go on now. Huh. Oh, it's rotating. Okay. I was nervous that it was going to be cheap and not. Sometimes when I leave kits half done for a while and then I come back to them, some of the pieces break or fail, and then I have to I spend more time repairing them than I do building. Alright, so we got two hands here. I think this sprue is done. Alright. Now, our instructions say L. It's not the G plate at all. L plate. Let's see if I can find it. I have most of my plates in the box off screen. J. Where that's. There you are. Hiding at the bottom of the stack. Alright, L7 and L6, so we need both of these. These are the plates for the back of the hand. Alright, don't need that right now. Let's make sure that we get these nubs off fairly clean. Doesn't have to be perfect. That defeats the point. All right. Pretty slick. All right. Those are good. I do believe we need some pieces from G1 and G2, though. What's this? G114. There's G114 and G214. Perfect. Now, let's denub these bad boys. That nice off-white, almost gray color that the Granddaddy has. This is the 3.0, so it's got some interesting tweaks and changes and adjustments. I feel like the 2.0 was a little sturdier than this one, but I'm enjoying this. There we go. Now we have Grandpa. There's another piece we didn't put on. That's what happens when you take breaks. Where's H? H2. H is at the bottom. Once again, my plates. H12. Oh. Is that the only piece? Might need a piece. Let's double check this. PC4 is 4. It's still on sprue. Okay. There's PC4. We need these right here. And that is why you always make sure that you are actually doing the step that you're supposed to be doing. All right, here's H12 right here. 12. Remove nip from the sprue. That bad boy. And let's pull out H2. Go ahead and grab that as well, since we're doing both at the same time. And we'll denub it. Oof. All right, that's interesting. So the H is not as pliable or soft, so this plastic is a lot more brittle, which is fine, just something to be aware of so you don't accidentally break things when you're trying to denub. Sanding might have been a smarter play here, but gonk. There we go. And a big part of why I like gunpla work is that a lot of times I can just not worry about finesse as much as others might, because they're trying to win awards and they're doing fancy stuff. And ultimately, I just want to pose my cool Gundam. And I'm going to hide a lot of this later on, if I even have to. More often than not, I feel like I don't. So, we have PC4. Looks like those go down. Put him in there. We need one of these. The half side of 12 goes in this. Oh, there you go. Interesting. I feel like I'm missing something. I am missing something. Okay. There is an extra piece that I do not have here, and that is from sprue F1. I'm sure many of you who have built this kit are yelling at me at the moment, laughing at how ridiculously out of order I'm doing things, but that's okay. Alright, F1, I need 28 and 29 for this one. Looks like I'm going to need all four of these. These are the plates that go on the side, so let's de-sprue 28 and 29. Let's make sure those are together. I'll do these as well, because I'm about to need them in a second. Keep those together too, for the other arm. Alright. Got to be very careful with the white, because it's the softest of all of them. So if you are brute forcing your way through nub removal, and it's very easy to nick and damage, which is fine if that is your intention, but if it's not, then it can be very frustrating. And again, then you spend more time fixing stuff instead of actually building and enjoying what you're doing. Alright, let's keep those together. Set. Wrong. Pretty sure. Let's keep that over there. These are already good over here, so let's not worry about those. Let's get this one. Good. And this one. Ooh, that one's giving me a little bit of trouble. And it's smooth, okay? Clean you off so I'm not getting weird dust on me. And I can know for sure when I'm done. Perfectly smooth. While it is harder because of how smooth it is to make sure you don't damage it, it is much easier to remove the nubs, because they just kind of fall away, almost like you're polishing it. Okay, now it says it's supposed to just kind of snap in there. That makes me nervous. Alright, so let's get you in there too. Huh. Did I forget to remove a nub somewhere? You never know. Oops. Alright. Let's double check this, just in case I'm doing something wrong. It looks like everything is correct though, so I'm not sure why it's fighting me, and I don't want to force it. Just in case. Ah, it was just the wrong side. Always good to double check. And that fit perfect. Alright. And that's already on there, so this goes in here. And then, like so. Look at that. Now I need some panel lining, but I'm going to do that in a second. Let me go ahead and just pop that bad boy off. Let's leave you to the side. Alright, the prongs go down. Okay. Let's make sure you are on there. And then and it worked, snapped on perfectly. And that one snapped on perfectly. Let's put this little guard in here that it wants. I'm not going to overstress about aesthetics at the moment. Boom. That feels nice. Okay. Now before I move on, I am going to do a little paint lining. Let's see. Micron pins. Yeah, that one will do. Let's just gonk it up a bit. Okay, this one's a little bit too heavy for what I'm doing, but it's good for those little spots like that. I think I'm gonna hold off on doing the other bit. Okay. Making them look a little dirty isn't going to be a bad thing, though. It'll look cool when I'm done. Okay, now let's do the same on here. Those work because this fills in deep, but this marker is a little bit too heavy for the other lines. Okay. And that is let's go for a 1 micron one, and that will okay. Those lines are barely there, faint traces. Let's good. Let's see if I can. It's not going to come off without water. I don't really care that much. Okay. There we go. Let's see if I can redo this with the proper gauge here. That looks a little cleaner. There we go. Let's do the same on this guy. Yeah. That brush back looks good. And then we finally have alright. Now it's very possible that I have the arms backwards, but I'm going to assume I don't. Be content. That was the Micron one. There are special Gundam pens, and I have some of them, but more often than not they're overkill, and they're almost too clean sometimes. I like the messiness that I get from the Microns. do I have the shoulders yet, but silly me. That's where shoulder goes in. So if I pop this bad boy on, he's got arms. It's looking good. Better than before. All right. Next up is the shoulders. Here's J1. That's not it. Here's J2. And I still need G1 and G2. G1, G2, G1 and G2. And it looks like I also need F and H. And the shoulders, they're all over. F1, F2, and then I need H1 and H2. Shoulders are pretty detailed. All right, I'm going to actually do this in order. So I'm going to take my J's first, because it looks like I need quite a few pieces from that initially. All right, J21 and 27. So where are we? Here's 21, and here's 27. That's one shoulder. Whew, that one almost fell off. All right. Set those aside, and I'm also going to need the same from J2. All right. Let's keep them together, even though I don't know that it's going to matter, because I think they might be universal, just doubles, so that we can make it twice. All right, let's denub as we go. I don't know if that's supposed to be, no. That's just a nub. Okay, and got a little bit of something right there, so let's brace it with my thumb so that I don't accidentally put too much pressure on it and break it. There we go, that one's done. And this needs to be nubbed as well. And to those of you cringing at how careless I am with the hobby knife, I've done this for a long time. I've cut myself many times, but I know how not to cut myself as well. I have the scars, and that's my dog. She's right next to me. Experience to know when and how. Brace again so I don't break the piece. There we go. And it looks like we take this and we just clip it together. So boom, that's clipped. Let's go to the same piece over here. Clip. We're building two at once. Okay. Next up, we have a couple G sprue pieces and another J piece. So let's get the J piece first since we already have them in here. We have 32 and 33 on both J sprues, so let's find it. 31, 32 and 33. So it's these plates right here. Okay, that's one. These appear to be internal framework for a shoulder pad. Let's see what we got. Let's do the same thing. And let me double check. Looks like we're done with J1. Let's grab those same pieces from J2. There they are. Okay. That should be good. That's it for the J pieces. Now, let's start here. Ooh, yeah, those are nice and soft too. Good soft plastic. So much easier to shave the nubs off. This is perfectly smooth. There will always be imperfections in these because of the way that I'm doing this, but perfect. Got a little bit of nub action on this one too, but I don't need to stress about it breaking because it's so soft. So that is a win for the J sprue. A little bit more. Perfect. Okay, let's get them on this side. I didn't even get that one. I noticed the nub on this spot on the other piece and realized that I had forgotten to grab it off of this one. That's good. Let's start there this time. That's a little bit of gonk action for you. Shave, 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 shave. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see what we're working with here. I have my instructions, so the pieces. Here's where we are. It looks like it's on either side. So, holes facing out. That's well, that seemed like it clipped in really easily, but I'm always nervous when I'm going to break stuff. Wouldn't be the first time. It's happened so many times. This is the right direction and the right piece. I just have to trust that it's not going to break. Well, that's terrifying. Okay, well, that's down. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Although I kind of cheated it by going underneath because I was nervous about it. But because this is so pliable, it let me do it. And then it let me do it again. So, took advantage of that. Yeah, I didn't do a perfect job of that one. You know what? Still a little bit too nubby. There we go. That one's good. We got these. Let's do the same thing. Oh, it goes on this side this time. This little notch goes toward the where the shoulder is going to attach the arm. There we go. Got that one in. Something. Did I missed? No, I was just lazy. Gotta actually remove stuff when you remove it, silly. Let's put that blade point down. Now that would be a true gonk move if I talked about my comfort with the blade and then cut myself by being an idiot. Alright. Those pieces are ready for the next step. And I do believe it's G. So I need G1 and 2. So these guys, what do we got here? Number 4. Here's 3, here's 4. So it's right here. Ooh, that's going to be a hard nub. Hopefully this works with me, because there's a lot of imperfection in this cut. Okay. Is that it for G? No, there's some in the next set, so we're just going to set it over to the side. But we're not done with G yet. Alright, G4, same deal. This is G2-4. Oh, the other one was 2. This is 1. Doing it backwards, but it all ends up the same place. It's fine. Alright, and we're not done with you, so we're going to let be. And here is the moment of truth. I don't think it's going to be too hard, but let's... Woo, it's chippy. Okay, I gotta be careful. Gotta be really careful with this one. It's just not coming off as smooth. Oh, look at those vents. Oh, that's cool. Those vents are cool. Alright. That's a nice detail. Shoulder exhaust vents. That is gonna look nice when this is all done, I think. Okay. It's not coming off perfectly. I'm gonna make sure that it's not just my head, because there's like little bits. There we go. There's a little ripple, but it's not that bad. Okay. I can live with that. Alright, let's do this one. Same deal. If it's chipping, I will push away from myself because I might slip. I'm actually holding the blade still. I'm not moving the blade. I'm moving the piece against it. I'm going to flip that over to come at it from the other side. Holding the blade still makes it a little bit sturdier for me. And less likely that if a jerky motion happens that I cut myself, which is another win. Alright, now... One's good. Let's do this one. Man, look at those though. Those vents are cool. Alright, that nubbed off. We're good. And it looks like this just goes on the top. So, the vents face down into that area. This just pops in, and it did. Popped in great. So that's going to be the little shoulder. Looks like we're going to have another plate. That'll probably be the F and H pieces that make all the plates that cover up this internal structure. Same deal on this one. Let's pop it in. It's secure. Squeeze. Those are going to look cool. Okay. You know what? While I've got this without the chance to screw something else up, I'm going to pull out Micron 1, and I'm going to add a little bit of detail to these exhaust vents. It doesn't need to be perfect, because I just want it to look dirty, and I want my RX to look used. There we go. I don't want it to be battle destroyed or anything. That's not what I'm going for here, but I don't want it to look pristine. This is a weapon of war that's been through battles, but it gets repaired all the time on the ship, so... We are going to move on to the next step. Looks like we got another... Oh, look at you. Another G series. Let's pull the G1 sprue out. It looks like we need the plates on the side are not from F or H. G17 and 18. Which are these plates right here. So it looks like the side plates are going to be that. That's fine. But that also means when we're trimming the nubs, we need to be careful again because these plates are a little brittle. And we're still not done because we're going to move on to the beam sabers next. So we need more G series. Right. G1, let's pair those together. There's the same thing on the next sprue, 17 and 18. Double check. Not that we can't store it if I nip it off, but I prefer to keep things on the sprue until I'm to it, so it's less rattly and more organized. Some people don't, and that's totally fine. Alright, this one is brittle. So we're going to do that same maneuver again. That one actually worked really well. So let's do the same thing again. It's good. That works great. Smooth. Alright, clean that off so I know that what I'm getting is the next and the new stuff. Flip that around. Same technique. Move the piece, not the blade. When it's brittle, I don't want the jumpy. It makes me nervous. That's an easy way to cut yourself. Okay. Perfect. Let's clean up these guys too. Let's keep those separate. Alright. Ow, that one came right off. If only they were also clean. That one came off a little bit better. Got a little notch though. That's okay. It goes along with the used motif. These... Oh, I forgot to getting ahead of myself, as usual. Alright, let's see if I can pop that one now. If there are little indentations and imperfections, then it adds to the look that this is a tool being used in war and not a pristine model. So one of the main benefits of building Gunpla for me is that the imperfections add to the aesthetic. Alright, let's plop this on here. Alright, that worked. Let's do the same over here. Looks like I'm going to need a Micron pin to do some detailing in a second. I kind of want to get the bigger one though. Oh, wrong side. Here we go. Line them up. Pops in. It's very smooth. No glue needed for any of this unless you mess up. I've got it handy just in case, but ideally I don't have to deal with any of that. Okay. Now, before I move on, let me grab my Micron 1 and 5. Let's start with the 5 because I think that's going to look good. A little bit of blue on the side. Underneath. Both sides. Let me do it on this one too. And then I'm going to pull the black out. Alright. Micron 5. Gray. Alright, now. Boom. That looks almost smeared and damaged. There we go. That's good. Close that up. Everything else is going to be done with Micron 1. Fine detail. I'm still going to smudge it on purpose, but that's a good edge. Okay. Do the same. We got little notches on that corner there too. Alright, and then we're going to get this notch right here. Do it on this side. That one's good to go. Now I'm going to start with a small notch over here. Do those first this time. And then nice. Smooth them out. That's looking good. For my purposes, anyway. Put those aside for now. Let's look for the next piece. I need an H piece and an F piece. So, H1 and 2. I can't. It looks like I need this first, so here's my H pieces. H1 and 2. And I need 11. So it's this right here. Alright, I'll pull it off H2 first since I have it in my hand. Looks like there's a little separation between sprue. I'm going to use this so I can really get right up to it. It looks like there is a little nub that needs to be there to fit in. So I want to make sure not to cut that off. Okay, got that bad boy, and we do need more H for the saber, so I'm going to set that aside. And here's 11 on this one. Let's do the same thing. Make sure I'm not cutting off that nub. There we go. Drop that down, set H aside for the next piece I need. Okay, now fine tuning. Just want the sharp edge off. I don't want to go too crazy on this part. Here we go. And then that one's good. Now let's do this. Just a little bit of sharp that I want to take off so that it fits into its little spot cleanly when it's ready. And this one was not very brittle, so I'm not going to worry about those extra things. Alright, before I fit that in, there's one extra piece that goes with this from the F sprue. And it is F1 and F2 12. So F12 Here's F1. Here's F2. I'm going to do F2 first since it's smaller and easier to maneuver. All right. Where is 12? There's 13, 11, 12. Oh, it's big. Oh, it's the big top piece. Okay. Let's spin you around so you're close to the edge of the piece. Got that. All right, that's one. I still need F for the next thing, so I'll keep that over on the side. And then F12. Where are you on 1? 12. Here it is. Ah, I gonked you, bud. Sorry. Alrighty. Now, we're going to slide this around. That looks good. Let's be very careful here. You're good to go. Good. That one's good. That one's good. All right. Now, we have, you know what? Tiny little notches. So, how does this work? You fit over. Huh. I don't really understand. Huh. Did I not do that one enough? I pushed it down anyway. I don't really understand. But it seems to fit in there. Oh. So that it moves now that the F piece is attached. And that's fitting firmly in here on the top. I'm going to need to do a little bit of lining on it. But alright, let's do the same thing over here. Ah! Shot away from me. Okay, so those nubs need to be in play underneath here. Okay, let's put this over the top. Okay. Now, aside from decals, these are looking pretty good. I'm going to pull my Micron 1 and 5 back. Most of this is going to be fine. Okay. There we go. Same deal over here. Ah, I'm a little all over the place on this one. That's okay. It's going to smudge just as well. So I'm going to go back over with one fine line to have that be cleaner. Alright, now, might as well do the same thing on this one before I move on. Hard to hold the shoulder pad, the sides of it indent when you push on them. There we go. I'm going to push it. I'll smear that in a second. Let it sit for a second. Alright. There we go. That looks good. Okay, now move on to some heavier work. I want the inside of this notch black. Okay. Inside of this notch. Like that. Okay, see, they fold in on themselves, which is cool, but a little frustrating when you're trying to maneuver it. All right. All right. Now, before I go to, you know what? I'm just gonna do it now. Pull this bad boy back off carefully, and then put it in there. Let's see. Can I stick it on roughly? No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like you just gotta strong arm it a little bit. Oh, man. And look, I gonked it up. I'm gonna need glue. I broke the back again. Alright, well, let me do this. It's very loose. Okay, let's pull you off. Let's put you back on. This is a bit of a challenge. Try and not break the other one. Oh, wow. Well, that's one way to do it. I'll just push that. Well, it didn't break, so that's good. This is hard. Let's lift that flap so I can see what's going on. I need to lift this flap to see what's going on back here. Okay, it's in the right spot. It's a little sturdier. Okay, now. Okay, now. Now that that is successful, I have to once again repair this broken piece. That was broken and repaired in another episode because I wasn't careful. So, I got this, and we're going to take care of it. Okay, now I'm going to take one of these so that I can hold it. And I'm going to put it where I can see it, okay? Okay. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then I'll add some more cement. So he's gonna chill over there while I worry about the next step. Okay, all that's left of the upper body that I have not already done is the beam sabers. And I need several pieces. So since F's on top of this stack, I'm going to start there with F, 9, and 10. Alright, here's our F sprues. F1, 9, and 10, right here. That's one piece. There's 2 piece. And is that it for F? Yes. F going back in the box for now. Alright, F2, 9, 10. That was unfortunate. That was a full gonk move. It's on the floor. I'll have to recover it. Alright. Okay. Success. Oof. Goodness. Found the piece. Let's denub it while we're here. Alright. Things like this are really hard. And it's not going to be perfect, but as long as it doesn't have awkward extra nubs, we're good. And I have little grips for this, but they're really only useful for painting. And they're pretty useless when it comes to anything that needs to hold strongly or firmly. Alright, let's make him... Alright, that's one. Now let's do it on the other side. Well, this side's coming off a little bit smoother. The other one felt more brittle. Alright, that worked. Let's do it over here. Gotta get both the nubs off of the end of this bad boy and try not to fling it across the room like the last one. Okay, close enough. And that one's good. Okay, now I need the H ones. Alright, H1 and H2. And it is 8. Which is this absolutely borderline microscopic piece right here. There we go. H back in. Same deal with this one, H8. Popped right next to the other one. Couldn't have tried to make that happen that way. Alright, now... hopefully H is pretty pliable, so as long as I don't nip myself, this should be pretty easy. Let's do this one. Good. Turn it around. Man, these are tiny. I need to cut my fingernails. It's funny how you notice that when you're zoomed in on yourself. Alright. Now I need the primary piece from each. G1 and G2. Number 13, the beam handle itself. There are nubs that have to stay, so I gotta be careful not to trim those off. That's one. G back in the box. Alright, G2. Here we go. Number 13. Okay. So, like a gonk, I didn't realize that the battery had died. So here's what happened. These beam sabers snapped into place. I used my Micron 1 to adjust and fix it up. Then I used this silver Gundam marker to add some brushed metal to the hands all over and smeared it around so that the panel lines would have the metallic paint inside. And when it finishes, it'll look more intentional and less like a mistake. So I've got my beam sabers jutting out the back. I added another coat of liquid cement to that damaged portion there. And all in all, Grandpa's looking good. Full top half complete.
Thank you for watching Gonk Gumpa.